All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are tuning in. This is another edition of the Irish Football Pod. Big news today, Connor. Um, we're just getting this off season going, and the news just does not stop rolling in. Dylan McCullough is off to the Las Vegas Raiders to be the running backs coach there.
Yep, we're losing the big one there. Losing the big one.
Dude, he just was like, I just liked him just as as a dude, as a guy, let alone a coach. Like he just was like a cool, calm, collected coach. Anytime he spoke in interviews or about his running back group, he just was such a likable guy. So I think this is a pretty big loss for us, and it just kind of like is a domino effect. Didn't really hear much about him
Yep.
potentially leaving until it happened.
Yeah, there was a couple rumors a couple months ago. He put himself in a great spot to either get a head coaching job at a school or potentially move on to the NFL again. And you're losing a guy that just brought great energy every day. Uh, his his wits and his smart, I think, are his best traits. He's got one of the highest IQs I've seen as a running backs coach personally. He uh, he really set up every running back he coached in great positions, and we're definitely going to miss that. But I think he'll have a good word into who we bring in next at the same time. So
Yeah, which would be, definitely a benefit to have, right? If he has like a, hey, we'll go get this guy, or I was talking to dad a little bit earlier about it with kind of the turmoil that was going on in Ohio State, just in terms of not turmoil, but coaches moving around and stuff. Dude, why don't we go back and get Tony Alford again? Like he's been there for quite a while now since he left ND. I wouldn't mind if Freeman went back after him. I really liked when Tony Alford was there.
yeah, well, he's at Michigan right now, but
Oh, Tony Alford is?
yeah, he's
Huh.
currently on Michigan staff. Yeah,
He's on Michigan staff. When was that?
I'm pretty sure that happened last year.
Huh.
hmm I'm almost positive.
Yeah, he is. It looks like that was last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
so you could pull him from there. But there'll be other candidates at the same time. It's a highly respected group too. You look at the players in the actual running back room for Notre Dame, and there are some darn good talent to coach up there. So it'll be an attractive job for a lot of coaches out there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I do think though, like Dylan was an excellent recruiter. Obviously a good coach too, but whoever we get next, that running back room and the recruits that we've consistently got, we got to keep that up. Like we
Yeah,
can't have any lapses in that.
yeah. No, I think we'll get the right guy in there. Definitely big shoes to fill. Losing one of the top coordinators, coaches on the team. Dylan
He
had
was an
some big
associate.
roles.
He was an associate head coach, man. Like he
Yeah,
was like highly, highly respected
yep,
inside this Notre Dame program, which no matter which way you look at it, it's definitely a big loss. But you just got to give the guy kudos. Like he's moving on to go coach with Pete Carroll and the Las Vegas Raiders. Just an incredible opportunity. And you just got to thank him for what he did. And, hopefully we can kind of keep this thing rolling.
yeah, yeah. I think we will. I think all the signs, even since Lance Taylor the running back coach before him? I think he was.
I
But
want to say it was, yeah.
we've had good reputation there at that coaching spot for a good while now. So we'll fill the role, and I think whoever comes in next, it's we're at that point like we've been talking about to stay elite. You got to maintain that momentum. So the coaches that we're bringing in, that's what we need them to do.
100%. So obviously, tough losing Deland. We'll see what happens now. Like, dude, Blanchard thing still isn't figured out. We got to go get a running backs coach now. Really happy to see that the wide receivers coach stayed, Mike Brown. He was getting looked at from some teams, so I think that's a positive. Like, we're kind of scrambling, dude. Like, imagine if we would have lost him as well. Like, now we're down a wide receiver coach and a running backs coach. It just seems like, dude, Freeman's got a lot on his plate, not only to get situated like in the present time, but to get ready for spring ball and stuff. So there's just a lot of moving pieces happening right now.
Yeah, there is, but there's plans in place for it as well. It's not like this is all just willy nilly. There's
Yeah.
things behind the scenes that are happening and moving pretty fast. So Freeman will get the
Right.
right guys in. He's his first couple years he fumbled a couple things, made a couple mistakes, but who won it? Who? I mean, everybody's expecting perfection. It's going to be that way, and he's really solidified him showing growth this past season and maturity. Yeah, we're in good hands.
Yeah, no doubt about it. One thing that does concern me about Blanchard, just to touch on that real quick, the fact that he has not signed yet and he's not Notre Dame. I don't know. Me and Dad were talking about it this morning. I just feel like there's something underlying. I don't know what it is, but to meet in Mobile, Alabama, to come up to South Bend, still hope we get him and still think that we can land him, but I just don't get why it's kind of dragged out this far. It kind of seems like it's maybe trending and not in our favor, but I guess time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that still have to get figured out, so I'm not too worried about it personally.
Yeah, and if we just got to pivot. If it doesn't happen and he ends up staying with Texas Tech or maybe going somewhere else, who knows? We just got to pivot, stay on top of it, and make sure we get the right guy in there because it's a big part of the program now. Like, whoever thought GMs would be a thing in college football, but it's such a crucial aspect of recruiting and player roster management, all that type of stuff. So definitely going to be interesting to see.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it for today. Like, Dylan McCullough headed to the Raiders to be the running backs coach there under Pete Carroll. Blanchard, still no updates on him. So we will kind of be on standby, waiting to see kind of what happens there. Hoping for the best, but you know, time kills all deals. That's a saying. Time kills all deals. The more time that goes by, who knows? So we'll have to see what happens there.
yeah. Let's secure these guys that we want. We got to make sure we get the guys that are at the top of the board. So let's finish it off, and I'm thinking we're gonna get some good news here soon. So
Cool. Well, when the news breaks, you will receive it from the Irish Football Pod. We will be here to chat about all things Notre Dame. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Really enjoying building out this channel. All off season long, we're going to be bringing you this stuff up until the season. So, as always, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate the support. And like we always say, go Irish. We'll talk to you later, Connor.
go Irish! Long live GG.